All right, continuing off before. So earlier I showed you a visualization technique. We're going to show you another one just because that is going to be something that you'll be doing often when you're going through these Excel sheets, finding different ways to communicate the data um, to other people, and also so you can quickly peruse and be able to understand it yourself. So in this situation, we have hoverboard sales and hoverboard accessories, and in this Back to Future esque world, ever for some reason, Africa is like mega into buying all of this. So we're gonna look at pivot tables to get a better idea of what everything looks like. Now, before I hop into that really quick, I'm just gonna point out that two little shortcuts that are helpful. So these names are long. If you double click the edge of a column, um, of the ABC and all that, whatever, you can just, and it will give you the full name. It just makes it a little bit easier to visualize. And if you ever need to select the entire table for some reason, you can just go to the very chordmost part, press Control Shift, right arrow, down arrow, and then you have everything selected. So moving on really quick, when you go to Insert and click Pivot Tables, you have two options. You have the recommended tables, which we'll go ahead and choose right now. If you look, it has a series of options ever of pre-made tables that you can use to look at different things like the different accessories, how much money is being made across the countries, and so on. But let's go ahead and go through motion of making the table ourselves. So since everything was already selected earlier, it's listed like this, but you can go ahead and do the same thing in case anything's like blank. And we're going to choose a new worksheet just to make a point of the workbook part. Um, we mentioned earlier that like this is a workbook is composed of multiple sheets. That's part of the reason that there's like a benefit here to this. Whatever. We already have this, which is filled with tons of information. Having a blank sheet where you can focus on something else is incredibly convenient. And let's go ahead and make a quick custom one. So let's say that we want country as our rows. And then we want their states in a subcategory. So now you can see all the states per country for each of these African countries. And if you ever want to just focus on one, just only the country whatever, you can just close them up. And there's like a series of ways you can filter as well. And arrange them as well. Right? Right. So for now, let's just keep it as is. So say that we want to look at the revenue. This gives us an idea of how the revenue is doing as a whole. We can improve this a little bit by sorting from largest to smallest. So that arranges the countries first, and then if you want to arrange your states, you want to also do the same thing, sort from largest to smallest. So now internally, the states will show from highest to smallest as well. And so yeah, this makes it way easier to see everything. You can even change like a series of things about it. So like obviously currency is a much better visualization here. So we can just go ahead and switch it over to a type of currency. We're not bound to American dollars either. We can switch it among the various world currencies. We can also go like through a percentage style, which the currency is just like way easier to see. So I'm gonna go ahead and we can also increase, decrease, which is kind of cool. So we're gonna get rid of the decimals because it wasn't really doing anything for us. But let's say that we want to compare this to the actual cost of the hoverboard and hoverboard accessories, and then we want to see like the actual profit that each country is making and like each state within the country is making. Now we have like an even stronger visualization there because we know the general revenue, but then we also know the cost that's going into producing and selling all these items, and then the actual money that the country makes as a general profit. And say that we're also so if we go to pivot table analyze, we can do one more thing. So say that we're doubting this aspect right here, right? We can go to pivot table analyze, and we can insert our own calculated field. And let's say that it's like a profit check because we want to, profit's important. We want to make sure that the money is all in order. So in our formula, we would just choose the available columns. So we could go revenue minus cost, and then bam, we insert that, and things line up. So this is not the only way you could use it. Obviously, you can use it to make other custom columns. This is just an example. But this should give you an idea of a really quick way to show the information you can. So like right now we're showing the money, but maybe we want to show the products and the categories. And there's all sorts of arrangements that you can make with this. So keep that in mind. And we will be moving on to a different form of visualization in the next video. Have a good one, everyone.